Hello and welcome to Elizabeth's Craft Room. Today we're going to do a project using this stamp set here, Feather Together. I do really like the feathers, but the honest reason I got these is I really like the fonts and the greetings that are on there. They've got some slightly different ones that I really liked. So that's going to be my, my greeting. And the whole rest of the card is going to be done with some of these beautiful Thinlits. These are called the Flourish Thinlit dies, and you just can't believe how delicate and beautiful they are. So let's get started with that. So I shall bring in the Big Shot. Now we do have a new plate for the Big Shot. But I am finding, as long as I have a couple of shims and my magnetic platform, these are cutting fine for me. Now, all Big Shots are slightly different, so we do have an option for you if for you it's not working, or you can do something else. But I can get mine to work just fine with the magnetic. So I'm going through, so I've got two shimmers. That means I've got actually in my case a piece of cardstock and a piece of paper underneath the bottom platform, or the bottom plate, and that is working fine. And I've just run that through twice. Now, one thing I'm telling you, you don't necessarily need anything new to cut it with, but if you haven't already bought the foam piece and the little Big Shot brush, you will find this a real boon with these really delicate dies, and I'll show you why. So I'm going to run over here. Now what I find is lots of little pressure rather than one great big pressure works the best. And look at that. Isn't that amazing? That comes out. We've got virtually one tiny little piece in there. I can see all the bits are out of the die as well. So this is really worth your £10. You will use that again and again if you have any of these delicate dies. There's the red one. It's best to actually do this with the brush with the die still there. And there you go, that's all come out. Super easy. No need for anything extra. So really, really pretty little images. Right, let's stamp our greeting next. So as I say, I'm using the one from here. I'm going to use the thank you for all you do. And I have a piece of Whisper White here. Just a little layer. And I'm just going to stamp that in Stays On. That's completely off the camera, sorry about that. There we go. That's the thank you for all you do. So I'm going to bring in a silicone mat. I found these are quite useful for sticking these intricate pieces. The silicone mats, we do sell them. You might also have one in your kitchen if you haven't got one in your craft room. And basically what this is going to do is to stop me gluing my intricate pieces onto my grid paper. And it means I can just be very casual about how I'm applying the adhesive. Now, if I was doing this on the grid paper, I'd need to be a little bit more careful and just dot it on. But just for speed and ease, I'm just going to do that there. Okay. Now I want to put a flower over here, and I want to pop it up a bit, but I don't really want to see so much green coming through underneath. So what I'm going to do is take the 1 1/4 circle punch. I'll punch 2 of those. I'll show, oops, I can use that one in a moment, the half punched one. It's a hole punched one this time. Go back to my paper. And as I say, look, you can be really fierce with that. And I can just flip that over, get any of the excess Tombow off. And I'm just going to take a couple of dimensionals, put those on the back of the flower there. And that one's going to go up there. And because I've put white behind it, you can see you're not seeing the green coming through. Now here's the one I cut earlier, and this is what I'm going to do with this one, is I'm going to put some glue just on here. And then I'm going to take my scissors and trim, because I just want this to be a partial flower, the half piece of a flower, and I'm going to pop that just on there. This time I'm just going to glue that on, like so. And you see the effect that you get by putting those circles behind. Now, of course, you know there are lots of situations where you would want to see through the flower, and then you would just leave that. Bit of Tombow on the back here, and my base card is actually a. I chose the Cherry Cobbler for the base. That's gone on there. And then I'm just going to grab some rhinestones, pop a rhinestone on the flower there, and just because I can, I'm going to bling this one up a bit. Whoops! It's stuck to me and not the... Let's try that again. Just bling this up a little bit by putting a few little rhinestones on there as well. Pretty. And you can see those dies are so delicate. Here's another couple that I've made. So this one I've used vanilla on white, very subtle. And what I've done is just take daubers and daubed the little red elements just to give a little bit of contrast. And this one here, this is another one of the dies, and you can see some of the others I've used here. There's an individual leaf, different leaves, different flowers, so, and again a bit of bling on there. So I hope you've enjoyed visiting Elizabeth's craft room today. Come back and see me soon.